What's happening, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving back into more Michigan craft beer, one of the biggest breweries in the entire state. It's going to be coming from Shorts Brewing Company out of Bel Air, Michigan, and Elk Rapids for their production facility and pole barn. So, Locals Light Amber. I knew this was coming out. I knew about it a month or two ago, potentially, but now I see it finally rolling into Northern Michigan distribution. Guys, I don't live too far from Shorts, so I do get a lot of the newer rotationals in the mix. So don't know how long this will be out. I don't know if it's just making a one rotational trip here. I don't know. Will it come back? Will it stay? Seems like they're just doing different things. They've done a Locals Light Lime before, and they've done maybe one other kind of Locals variant, but I really don't remember off the top of my head. The lime was pretty good. And now we have this American Amber Lager. Your neighbor knows where it's at, says on the can. So it has a little bit of a story on the back of the can. I won't bore you with that, but these are going to be like $8.99 six-packs, so really good value. Locals Light's a really big beer, guys. I mean, as in distribution, it's cut into like Bud Light sales. It's cut into other domestic beer sales. That's what Locals Light was meant to do. That's why Shorts is so large, and that's why they distribute so much. They do go after that bigger piece of the market, not just the craft beer slice of the market. So, do I like Locals Light? The regular one? Yeah, I do. It's not like it's my go-to beer. It's a great light beer, and I think they're still pushing light beers and low-cal beers, because on the side of this can it does say low-cal right here, a little decal. So this is only 4.7% ABV, whereas I think Locals Light, if I'm not mistaken, is 5.2%, so this is actually a little bit less than Locals, unless they changed the recipe. Just going off of old knowledge. So, guys, is this good? We will decide today. We'll figure it out. It's another Locals Light variant, and it was packaged on 7/16/24, and today is August 3rd, time of recording. I've got to go attend a wedding later. My wife's actually in the wedding, so I will be doing that in several hours, but for now, we'll drink this light beer, and we'll see what we're working with. We got the Shorts Tiku glass, a little bit dirty, but I don't know, the lighting's not the best either here today, but I've got a little bit of time, and let's investigate our Shorts Brewing Company beer here, guys. So as I pour, it's indeed, it's an amber. Looks like it. Looks the part, guys. It's got a little bit of that beige off-white head sitting on top. Definitely more towards the white end of the spectrum rather than brown or beige. But look at this, ruby copper amber. That's what we got. It's certainly an amber beer. Looks pretty heavy, actually, for 4.7%. It does pour a little bit lighter brown as I put it in the mix. That's loud. Freaking country. I moved to the country, and then it's loud in the country. Huh. Someone's building a house or something. So, back to the review. It looks the part, guys. Let's see. Let's go to an aroma. We have nice carbonation streaming to the top. It's still a lager at the end of the day. I do like this sector. I do like this segment. Let's see how they did with this one. It still smells like a lager at the end of the day. Like, the amber part of it isn't overwhelming. Like, there is a little bit more subtle caramel maltiness to this beer, but I can still get the base lager underneath. It does smell crisp and refreshing. There's a slight bit of like sweetness to it that Locals already has. And again, just to touch on those like caramel malts definitely playing in to the equation. It's a little bit more dense and a little bit more gritty than your normal lager. Obviously, it is an amber lager. We're dealing with a little bit more substance here. But it does smell extremely light, and again, I still think it hugs the maltier, sweeter end of the spectrum, although a lager, Locals Light, is definitely dry, but it's got that like corn kind of like lager sweetness, Pilsner sweetness to it, you know. This is very similar, but it just has that added caramel sweetness underneath everything with the more dominant notes coming in. So let's go to the cheers, guys. Cheers, Shorts. Let's go to it. And cheers Imperial Beverage, by the way, who distributes this wonderful product and many other wonderful products across Michigan and beyond. Cheers. Yeah, a little bit of burnt caramel brown. It almost tastes like a brown amber kind of substance here. Obviously it's amber, it's not brown, but it reminds me it's a little bit roasty. It's got a little bit of that caramel sweetness, a little bit of that toffee coming into play. The lager still light, super dry beer on the back end. There's a little bit, just a touch of that little hop character on the bottom. Again, that caramel sweetness playing with the already kind of local sweetness in the beginning, they kind of play well together. Makes it for a very refreshing beer towards that back end once you're hit with a little bit of that drier touch. So it really does dry out very well, and it's a very low-cal beer. I think this is only like 115 calories. Quite flavorful at 115. Again, Short's going for that more low-cal presence in beer terms, so they're doing that a lot across the spectrum, and I do like that. I do appreciate it. However, here I know that this is a play on Locals Light, so I can't really say, but when I'm going for an amber beer, I want a little bit more grit. I want a little bit more substance in this. This is definitely hugging more of that lager category, which I understand. I'm not dinging them for that. I'm just saying when I like amber, I think I want more malt, I want more substance, I want more sweet grit to it. But this, it's still, again, just the homage of two sectors here playing together. We have the amber, we have the lager. It's an amber lager. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's really good. It's super low price point. You're getting definitely quality. And again, I think the more I drink it, that sweetness from the caramel maltiness definitely played out. And then you just get like pretty bone dry on the back end. It dries out really well, and you could crush a few of these. I think that's the goal here. But again, I typically would want more substance. I'd want a little bit more maltiness. And I want another like layer of grit. Like I keep saying, when I say grit, just more body, more mouthfeel, more maltiness, just more of everything, more flavor. But again, this is a play on Locals, and is it good as an amber lager, which Locals is a lighter beer to begin with? Yes, absolutely, goes down swimmingly well, and it's just very tasty. It's got a little bit more substance than your typical Locals Light. Is it my all-time favorite beer? Probably not. Probably not. Almost like a touch metallic-y, little slight twist of hoppiness on the back end. It's not bad. It's pretty good. But you shouldn't expect anything more than what it is. We're going low-cal. We're going amber light lager here, and that is exactly what they're giving you at the end of the day. Really flavorful for 115 calories, if I believe that's what it is, guys. So is this going to be a hit? I think so. Locals Light's a very, very good selling beer. When you bring in a variant into the equation, you get that demand lever pulled, and you get people going, hey, I have not had that. I would love to try it. Like the Locals Light Lime flew out. I really did like that one. I probably like the lime more than I like this amber lager, in all honesty. But as a rating, it's good. It's good. It's an amber lager, and it's a very light one at that. Like, you know, what are you rating Locals Light? Are we giving that a 4 or 5? Are we giving that a 4? Probably not. Probably giving Locals Light like a 3.5. So where am I here? This is probably a 3.6 out of 5, guys. Again, just not mind-blowing, but a very good beer for what it is, playing on that original Locals Light. I really highly recommend that you go try this. I do like it, and I would revisit it, but again, maybe not my go-to, because if I want an amber beer, I'm going to get a higher octane, maltier amber beer at the end of the day. So that's just my preference, one man's opinion, but I still love Shorts. I still love everything that they bring to the table. You guys should try this one out. But guess what, guys? If you're going to drink Michigan beer, make sure you pour one. Pour Michigan beer. Over and out.